Your business is broke because you are solving the wrong problems. And 99% of business owners are bleeding money in 4 specific areas, and they don't even realize it's happening.
This is exactly how I would go from working a 9-to-5 job to becoming an independent entrepreneur making $1 million within the next year. You see, I went from earning $55,000 a year in a job that I hated.
After analyzing hundreds of businesses and working with entrepreneurs making 6 figures or more, I have discovered the exact pattern that separates the ones who scale from the ones who stay stuck.
Ever hear any stories about people that start in the middle and go straight down, okay? And I went straight down and then down.
And if you give me 10 minutes, I will show you, number 1, where your money is actually going. Number 2, the strategy elite CEOs use to make more while working less. And number 3, a 90-day plan to fix this. But first, there is one mistake that is costing you more than all the others combined. And it's not what you think. Hi, I'm Sabrina Michéle, accountant, enroll agent, and CFO. And I have been examining my clients' books for 5+ years, so I know exactly how money moves and where it disappears.
Here's how I make $3,500 every single week.
And now I am helping my elite clients turn business success into generational wealth. And if you want weekly CFO strategies that actually work, hit that subscribe button because I drop videos every single week. All right, let's get started. Section number 1. The 4 profit killers. This might ruffle a few feathers, but the strategy you use to get to a 5-figure business is not the same strategy that you use to get to a 6, 7, or 8-figure business. Most business owners think that they have to work so much harder, post more, or run more ads. That's not the problem. The problem is you are bleeding money and you don't even see it. All right, profit killer number 1, the marketing money pit. Yes, marketing is essential for your business. But right now, ads cost up to 60%. Your Facebook ads, your Instagram ads, they are costing more and more and converting into less. And organic reach is nearly dead. Your posts reach less than 3% of your followers. That means if you have 100 followers, 97 of them will never see your post. Profit killer number 2, the engagement desert, because 40% of all online content is commercialized.
In my first year of selling online courses back in 2021, I made $96,000.
Your customers are drained. They're drained by the sales pitch. They can't tell you apart from 50 other businesses on their feeds. Profit number 3, the cash flow crisis. I'm gonna say that again. This is the one that is killing your business. It is not the lack of sales, but it is the lack of cash. Why is this? Inflation is eating at your margins. Customers are spending less and your costs, they're going up, they're getting higher. And here's the thing, you are stuck with the decision of, should I raise prices and lose customers? Or do I keep my prices low and go broke? And as a CFO, let me be the one to tell you, if you don't have cash flow, you have a hobby that costs money. Profit killer number 4, the time trap. You are the CEO, the marketer, the accountant, and the sales rep. You have more data than you can imagine, and you don't even have the time to analyze it. And you know what? You keep doing everything over and over again, hoping that something will change. But the truth is, hope is not a strategy. And you know what? You are not alone, because elite entrepreneurs and millionaires, they are faced with the same problem. But there is one thing that they do differently, and it changes everything. And I'll tell you right now, they do not work harder. They work more strategically. Because the truth is, you cannot out-hustle a broken system. Instead of chasing every customer, they focus on 3 things. Number 1, they buy their time back through systems. Number 2, they prioritize cash flow over growth. And number 3, they acquire, not just advertise. These 3 principles are the foundation for every multimillionaire I've met and that I worked with. And I'm gonna break down exactly how to implement each one, because structure builds freedom and clarity creates peace. Remember that one mistake I mentioned earlier? Here it is. You are trying to grow before you stabilize. And the truth is, you cannot scale chaos. But most business owners, they try it anyway. But I'm gonna tell you a secret. Come a little closer. There is a framework that the top 1% and millionaires use to predict revenue. And it's simpler than you think. Before I show you this framework, you need to understand why some business advice fail. Because there is a secret that these multimillionaires know and these elite CEOs know that you don't. And once you understand it, everything will click. This is the most tactical part of the video. So take notes, pay attention. I am going to give you the 3 steps that elite entrepreneurs use to make more money while working less. And this is what I teach as a CFO. So here's the challenge of most business owners. They think more customers equal more sales, which equals more revenue. But here's what the data shows. It takes 5 to 25 times more to acquire a new customer than it do to obtain an existing customer. Yet most businesses spend 80% of their budget to acquire new customers and only 20% of their budget to retain customers. This is actually backwards. It's not about retention. It's about understanding where your money comes from. Because if you don't fix this, you will be stuck on this revenue roller coaster forever. One month you are up, the other month you are down. Next 2 months you are up, and the next 5 you are down. You are constantly stressed about where your next sale is going to come from. But there is a way to get off the roller coaster completely. And it starts with this one simple shift. Step 1. Buy back your time through systems. Listen, you cannot scale yourself. Your time is finite, but your systems are infinite. This is what I mean when I say structure builds freedom. So here is what this looks like in real life. Automate repetitive tasks. Use AI tools, cloud-based systems, automated workflows. If you are still manually sending invoices, scheduling posts, or responding to the same customer questions, you are wasting time. Next, delegate your operations. Hire a virtual assistant, a part-time operating manager, or a fractional COO. Research from operational efficiency experts show that CEOs who fix their operational chaos reclaim 10 to 15 hours per week. That's 10 to 15 hours you could spend revenue generating activities. And last but not least, document everything. This is where you want to create a standard operation procedures for every minute task that you do in your business. Why? Because if it's not documented, if it can't be delegated, you're in a bottleneck. Step 2, prioritize cash flow over growth. I know this is counterintuitive, but it is critical. Growth without cash flow is a dead sentence. As a CFO, let me be honest, I have seen so many businesses fail, not because they weren't making sales, but because they ran out of cash. So here's what you need to do. Get paid upfront, offer discounts for annual subscriptions, require deposits before starting the work, and structure your payment terms so cash comes in before expenses go out. Next, focus on reoccurring revenue, subscription models, retainer agreements, membership programs. Reoccurring revenue is a predictable revenue, and predictable revenue means you can plan, invest, and scale strategically. And last but not least, build reserves. You need a minimum of 3 to 6 months of operating expenses in the bank. This isn't just for emergencies. It is a freedom fund. It gives you the ability to say no to bad clients and yes to big opportunities. So getting paid upfront and focusing on reoccurring revenue. And lastly, building a reserve. This is how you turn your business success into personal profit and peace. Step number 3, acquire. Don't just rely on ads. So here's where it gets interesting. Instead of you spending $10,000 a month on ads that may or may not work, what if you purchased a business that already had customers, already has cash flow, and a proven system? According to the Cerilli Associates, there is a $68 trillion wealth transfer going on right now. The U.S. Census Bureau projects that 75 million baby boomers are going to retire by 2030. And guess what? They are selling their businesses. They are selling their laundromats, they are selling their car washes, and they're selling their service-based businesses, all which sounds boring, but guess what? Boring prints money. But you know what? Even if you're not ready to buy another business, you can still apply these principles to your marketing. And let me show you how. Number 1, master one channel. Don't spread yourself too thin across Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. Pick one, master it, make it profitable, then move on to the next social media site. Number 2, Focus on retention. I mentioned this before, but the Harvard Business Review actually found that it costs 5 to 25 times more to acquire a new customer than to retain an existing customer. So what do you do with this? Create upsells, cross-sell, and create a referral program. And number 3, solve big problems. If you're not solving big problems, you're not going to be making big money. Go where others won't. Find the underserved markets. This is where your opportunity is. See, it's not about working harder. It's about working smarter. It's about building systems that actually work for you. It's about prioritizing cash over a vanity matrix on social media. And it is about focusing on what actually drives revenue. This is what I mean when I say calm confidence is the greatest business asset. I know you're thinking, Sabrina, this sounds amazing, but where do I start? What do I actually need to do? And you know what? You are in luck, because I am going to tell you, I am going to give you a 90-day action plan that you can actually implement today. So these are the core strategies: systems, cash flow, and strategic acquisition. But remember, strategy without execution is just a theory. You need a plan. And this 90-day plan is the exact process I take my clients through to transform their business. Okay, stop. If you are still here, that is because you are different. Most people already clicked away. They wanted a quick fix, a magic bullet, but you are still here because you want the truth. Real transformation takes strategy. It takes a plan. And at minimum, it takes 90 days of focused execution. And that is what I'm about to give you. But before we continue, drop a comment right now and tell me, what is the biggest challenge you are having in your business? I read all of the comments and I respond to them. And your comment actually gives me ideas for future videos, because I'm here to help you. All right, back to the scheduled program. Let's get into your 90-day roadmap. Here is the final piece. And honestly, it is the most powerful part of this video, because you can have all the strategy in the world, because if you don't have a clear action plan, you will not execute. And execution is everything. So many people have a plan, but they do not execute. This is where your clarity creates peace. Here's what most people don't realize. Transformation, it doesn't happen overnight, but it also doesn't take years. 90 days, that is what you need to start to see a significant change in your business. I'll give you a quick story time. I had a client, let's call her Maria. She was running a consulting business, working 60 hours a week, barely breaking even. She was exhausted, she was frustrated, and she was ready to give up on her business. We implemented this 90-day plan, and by the end of it, she cut her hours in half, doubled her revenue, and built a team that could run the business without her. She went from chaos to clarity, and from pressure to peace. So let's get into the plan. Grab something that you can write this information down. Take screenshots, pause it. Let's get into it. Month one. Month one is all about stabilization. Weeks 1 through 2. First, calculate your 4 core numbers: your income, your expenses, your assets, and your liabilities. Next, identify your number 1 drain and either delegate it or automate it. Next, audit your marketing spending and eliminate underperforming channels. Okay, weeks 3 through 4, implement 1 cash flow improvement. That is upfront payments, right? So what am I talking about when I say this? I mean upfront payments, taking a deposit, subscription-based models, better payment terms. Next, set up an executive dashboard to track your top 5 KPIs only. All right, after that, research 1 business acquisition opportunity and 1 strategic partnership. Remember, boring money is the best money. Month 2, optimize. Weeks 5 through 6, master 1 marketing channel until it becomes profitable. Next, build 1 month's emergency fund. If you already have 1 to 2 months of emergency fund, build it up to 3 to 6 months of emergency fund. And when I say emergency fund, I mean operating expenses. After that, document your top 3 business processes. Standard operating procedures are your friends, because when you can write it down, then you can either delegate it or automate it. Weeks 7 through 8, hire or train someone to take over 1 major operational area. Next, launch a retention or a referral program for existing customers. After that, cut or renegotiate your 3 biggest expenses. Okay, we're getting to the good part. Month 3, scale. Weeks 9 through 10, add a second revenue stream, whether it's through upselling, cross-selling, or a new offer. Next, implement automated systems for customer service and sales follow-up. And after that, review your numbers and adjust your strategy accordingly. Weeks 11 through 12, you have made it to the finish line. All right, first, plan your next 90 days based on what you've covered in the first 90 days. After that, celebrate your wins because this is important. And last but not least, identify any bottlenecks and create a plan to eliminate them. Remember my story time with my client, Maria? Okay, well, by the 3rd month, she hired a virtual assistant, she automated her client's onboarding process, and she launched a group coaching program that brought her recurring revenue. She went from surviving to thriving, and you can too. Because when you combine systems, cash flow strategy, and strategic focus, you don't just make more money. You build a business that serves your life instead of consuming it. This is how you create wealth that lasts. This is how you master money and scale with intention. Remember, structure builds freedom and clarity creates peace. All right, let's recap everything that we've covered. First, the 4 profit killers. That's marketing costs, low engagement, cash flow problems, and time constraints. Next, the elite framework. That's systems, cash flow, and strategic acquisition. And last but not least, the 90-day modeling plan. The first month, you're going to stabilize. The second month, you're going to optimize. And the 3rd month, you are going to scale. Listen, if you implement this plan, you will see results. Not in a year, not in 6 months, but in 90 days. No more guessing, no more feeling overwhelmed, just clear strategic action. Plan like a CEO and lead with peace. This is the key. If you do not hear anything else from this video, hear this. Wealth is built in the margins. Legacy is built with intention. You have everything that you need. Now it is time to execute. So if you found this video helpful, hit that like button. It helps entrepreneurs discover this content and transform their businesses. And here's the thing, subscribing costs you nothing. And if you subscribe, I drop videos every single week with CFO strategies and tax tips that will help you master your money, minimize your taxes, and build your legacy. So drop a comment and tell me which of the 4 profit killers is hitting your business the hardest right now. I am genuinely curious. I read and respond to every single comment. Also, let me know if you're thinking about acquiring another business because that wealth transfer is real. And I have a few in mind. I might do a video on it, but let me know what you all think. Now, this 90-day plan works great for making more money, but if you want to keep that money, you need to understand tax strategy. So check out my tax strategy playlist. It's linked somewhere in the cards. Thanks for watching. I'm Sabrina Michéle, helping women CFOs turn business success into generational wealth. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.